Hey, what is up, everybody? It's actually been exactly pretty much a month since I've uploaded a video on this YouTube channel. The last video I uploaded was on October 3rd, and I didn't really plan it that way. Um, I think what happened was I got too busy with school, so I didn't have time to upload video. I always say that, but school can, if you go to college, you know how busy school can be, so you just gotta know. Um, so I'm here to give you my review of Fear the Walking Dead for Season 1, Episode 6. And this was the season finale of Season 1. And I gotta say, this ended up being a really good season. It got off to a really great start. I really enjoyed it. And they are going to come back with a second season. And I actually have no clue what's going to happen in that season. So I'm going to go watch a video on their YouTube channel and check it out. So I can't wait to see what happens with that. Um, so I'm gonna review obviously this episode. Obviously, this is the most recent episode, so it's been a little bit of time since I reviewed it. Um, this episode is called "The Good Man," and it came out on October 4th, 2015. And the episode starts off with pretty much just showing you reminding you about the fact how there's zombies in the football stadium. I like it just pretty much showed that. It pretty much emphasized and reminded you about that. Um, and then the episode actually kicked off with Madison, Travis, Alicia, and Chris. And Travis and Alicia tells them that the army is just peacing out. They're retreating because they know something bad's gonna happen. So they're just gonna go back to uh, the original plan about going east to the desert. And then Daniel wants to kill, and they're also gonna get um, Liza and Nick from the from the from the like jail that they're at, the military base. So then Daniel is gonna kill Andy. When I found out his name is Andy, I don't think I said his name was Andy in the last review episode I did of this. And we find out that Daniel is just about to kill Andy. He's ready to kill him because he feels like he doesn't have a use for him anymore because he gave him all the information that he needed. And Travis doesn't want to do that. And Andy says that you need me because he once you get to that place, you know you don't really know how to do there. It's pretty much like a maze. So I know where everything is. I know exactly where to go get the people you're looking for. So they're just gonna take them with them. Um, and then Ophelia is disappointed at Daniel that he lied to her and says that everything you say is a lie to me. And Daniel says that he's just trying to do this to protect her, and Ophelia wonders because since he was part of like the Mexican War, he wonders like what his real role in this, if he was actually a victim or was he one of the people that was torturing him. So then everybody's getting ready to leave, and Travis and Andy have a talk, and Andy wants Travis to let him go because he knows that Travis isn't like everybody else. He isn't gonna kill. Um, him because he knows that once they don't have a use for him, they're going to kill him. Because that's what Daniel used to do when he went back in the old war. He used to he would torture people and then kill them. But he doesn't want to do that. And Andy says that he'll tell him everywhere that he needs to go. And then they drive off. Um, and then Dr. Exner and Liza, they're just going to retreat. They're getting ready to leave. And Liza's asking if Chris can come, and she says yeah. And then she asks about Travis, her father, and she doesn't want Travis to come. She only wants Chris to come because Travis is connected with other people in the family. It would just be too much, and you don't really need that big of a family, um, which I thought was a pretty bad thing to say. Um, so then they actually get to the base that's there, and Daniel puts in the code how to get there, and then he starts walking. And two guys from the military see him and ask him that he can't be there because it's you know not his property. He's not supposed to be there, and they're just gonna get ready to shoot him. And Daniel tells him not to waste his ammo. And we find out that that all the people, all the walkers that were in that football stadium are released. They've been set loose. So this was used as a distraction, so that way, um, Daniel, Travis, Madison, Alicia, and Chris could all go in and get and can all get in the building to get Nick and you know everybody that's in there. Um, and Then they get in there, and Travis tells, and everybody but Chris and Alicia go in. Chris and Alicia are gonna stay there, and if things start to get bad, they're just gonna take the the car and drive off for like about 30 minutes. Um, but I'm just gonna say what happens now. That Chris gets out of the car and feels like he should do something, and then eventually we hear somebody, and at first we're supposed to think that it's some zombies, but it actually isn't. I actually knew that they weren't zombies because they don't like grunting or walking slow, and it's three guys from the army or the military. I'm not really sure exactly, and they and they pretty much attack and Alicia and Chris, and they tell him they make him they give them the keys to the car, and Alicia gives them the keys, and they drive off. And they're kind of hurting Alicia, so Chris tries to stand up for her, and then one of them knocks out Chris with his gun, which I thought looked awesome. He actually had like a cut on his face, underneath his eye afterwards. Um, so that happened. That didn't happen all at once, but I figured I mentioned it now. And then so then Nick, and we finally found out that other guy's name. I think his name is, I forget it now though. So hold on one second. Let me look it up real quick. Hold on. Hold on one second. Strand. His name is Victor Strand, actually. Um, and they realize things start going bad, so they escape. They make their move and start escaping. And at first he can't find the key, but then Nick has it, which I thought was a funny scene because I thought if he lost the key, then that would have sucked. So they're going to escape, and their plan is they're going to hitch a ride somewhere and go to see Abigail, which becomes a recurring thing. He keeps saying something about Abigail, but we don't know who Abigail is yet. And we see a bunch of people want to be let go, but Strand isn't letting them go, and because he feels like it would be too chaotic. So then what happens is when they see, well, the distraction continues, and then Dr. Exner and Liza see what's going on, and they are supposed to get rescued by somebody, but the person just doesn't rescue them because they see all the chaos that's going on. So they're just gonna leave, and Liza's like, well, what about the patients? And Dr. Exner says, I'll take care of them. So Liza's about to ready to leave. She's about to get help, but she wants to find Chris first. She's worried about Chris, and she's worried that Chris is either dead or didn't make it. So a bunch of zombies are trying to break in. One of them ends up biting one of the guys in the army, and he gets bitten in the shoulder, but he still ends up shooting him, and then he starts running around freaking out, and then his head gets like taken off by an airplane, by a helicopter propeller, like on the back of it, which was hilarious. And I thought that was great. And then it gets to the point where too many, well, the zombies break because there was this fence up, and they had like they were over a tower, if that makes sense. If you've seen like an army base or a military base, you understand what I'm talking about. And there were two guys on the tower, so the zombies just break through because the fence couldn't give anymore. They were like right at the fence, and they um and they obviously like eat the other guy. So then Liza has to run off, because so because there's so many zombies there. So then what else happened? So then eventually Daniel and everybody get in, and then they go to find Nick, but Nick isn't there because he escaped. So one of them tells them where Nick is, and then they let everybody else go. Um, and then Nick and Sander um, can't get out. They're locked in. So then Nick sees a zombie eating somebody, and it's the guy that took his aliens earlier. So he takes back his aliens and says, "You can keep the watch though." And the guy obviously is going to be dead. And Sander kind of knows what's going on because he's pretty smart. He knows that they're slow and all that stuff. Then eventually a bunch of zombies start coming. So Sander and Nick have to run off, but the door gets locked so they can't get out, and then the lights start flashing on and on. And I remember somehow Liza and Travis met back up again. I don't remember how, but I remember they somehow met back up again. Um, and they try to get Nick out. Oh, I think at this point, because Daniel and everybody comes in, and then tr- um and then Liza comes up, and she has to swipe this code um to open the door, and then that happens, and they were like this close to being bitten by the zombies. It was a really intense scene. That was great. Um, so then they have to keep running off. A bunch of zombies attack. They have hammers, and they just beat the crap and kill these zombies. And they have to get out of here. They don't know how to get out. They knew how to get in, but they didn't know how to get out. So then what else? So then they go ask Dr. Exner how to get out, but Dr. Exner is like really suicidal. She lost all her hope, and she's even took this nail gun and that she used in the last episode and killed all the patients with it. And so they're asking how to get out. She tells them how to get out, and Liza wants her to come with them, but she's lost all hope that she doesn't want to. So pretty much, she takes the nail gun, and what I'm assuming happened is Dexter Exner killed herself. She committed suicide. Um, and that's gonna and I did like that scene. It was nice to see Doctor Exner was like had some hope and stuff like that. And then once everything got really bad, she just was fucking depressed. Um, so then they ended up. So then they get back to Alicia and Chris, and they think they just drove off because they don't see the car there. So they're calling for. Oh no, that's not what happens next. Uh, Before that, Daniel and Ophelia are asking about, you know, I don't remember her name off the top of my head. Griselda, Griselda, um, and yeah, Griselda, and and asked if she made it, but she said that she ended up passing. You know what happened to her in the last episode, so they get upset, but they want to see her, but they can't see. But her body's long gone, so they can't actually see her, and you're gonna find out what happened to it. So then they get back to, and Ophelia's all upset about it. So then they get back to, so then they go outside, and they see all the bodies have been burned. Um, and they pretty much know that Griselda is probably somewhere in there, so they were upset about it. So then they get back to Alicia and Chris, and they get, like they said, they think they just leave because they don't see the car, but then they end up popping up, and then Andy pops up and he points the gun at Daniel because he wants to get revenge after he tortured him and cut his skin off and all that stuff. And Ophelia's trying to talk him out of it, saying that you're not this kind of person. And then eventually he shoots Ophelia. And then afterwards, Travis beats the absolute shit out of him, which was like the first time he's done something like this. Because normally he's anti-violent, and he's always trying to do the right thing. So when he does this, it was like an instant change into his character. Um, so then everybody's driving off, and um, Strand is giving them directions of where to go. Um, and it was like a nice scene because you're wondering at this point, what's next for these people now? What's next now that they've left their neighborhood? So that was a nice scene. And then they go to Strand's house, and what do they do? Um, Madison apologizes to Nick for letting the military take him, and Nick asks where do we go next, and she's not really sure. And then Nick says, "Well, everybody's just like me now, the way I was, because I used to not know what the next path was, but now everyone's caught up with me, because literally nobody knows what it does because of this apocalypse world." And then Liza and Chris have a nice moment, and they have like a nice rekindling moment when they reunite, and this is the first time they had really seen each other and talked and stuff like that since she had left to go to that hospital, and then we see her leave, and then Madison follows her. Now this gets important later on. So then um Strand says that he's leaving. He's packing up his stuff like he's leaving, and he asks if Nick is asking if he can stay there. He says no one stay here. We have to keep moving to keep up with this crazy world. And we find out that Abigail is a cruise ship. So we pretty much know at this point now that Abigail's a cruise ship. I guess they're gonna try to get on this ship. Um, and I'm not really sure what they're gonna do on the. I guess this is gonna be like the luxury, and then it gets really sad. So then Madison asks Liza what's wrong because she's walking away, and Liza reveals that she's been scratched by a zombie. She probably got scratched and you didn't see it. And Madison says, Madison instantly knows something's wrong. So Liza wants Madison to shoot her because Madison asked her to do the same thing a few episodes ago, like earlier in the season, and she says that makes sense because you don't really like me that much, anyways. So then and she doesn't want Travis to have to do it, so Madison takes the gun like she's gonna do it, and Travis, who was following her, um, comes up. And at first, I thought what was gonna happen was she was gonna shoot her, and Travis was gonna see it and be pissed about it, but that doesn't happen. And Travis asks what's going on, and Madison tells him that Travis has been bitten, and no, not that Wise has been bitten, and then Travis says, "Well, we can get you help. We have the antibiotics now and all that stuff." And she says that doesn't help. That just, that doesn't do anything. They don't work. She says that people don't turn from the scratches or the bite. They turn because of the infection. The infection turns them to turn. No matter how you die, you always come back, which is pretty much stuff that we've already known. Um, so she wants to be dead. She doesn't want to come back as a zombie. She doesn't want to turn. And um, she tells Travis to take care of Chris, and they all get sad. And then Travis takes the gun, and this was a big moment because Travis usually doesn't believe in guns. He offered to shoot people before, and he's never done it. He's never quite literally pulled the trigger. Um, so the fact that he wanted to do it was a big deal. And that instantly was like another change up in his character. So then, we don't actually see it happen, but Travis shoots Liza, and she's dead at this point, and everybody hears it and runs over, and Chris and Alicia run over, and Chris sees it happen, and he gets all upset. Travis is all broken up after it happened, and he's all upset about it, and he's actually has like this crazed look on his face because it was like one of the most hardest things he probably ever had to do. And then the episode and season ends with them looking off into the ocean, and not wondering what's gonna happen next. This was a great episode, a great way to end off the season. I actually thought it was a great way to end it off. Was it a predictable that I did think that a big character was gonna get killed off, and I guess it had to be Liza because she was kind of out of the group anyways a little bit, and I think she's kind of like, I can't really say she's just kind of like filler. Feel like she's not complete filler, but she's kind of not really as much of a big role of a character as everybody else is. Like out of all of the main characters, she was probably the least, so I can understand why they want to kill her off. And it also was a big moment in the show because this actually helped Travis change. This is going to change Chris, and then this might make Chris and Travis's relationship a lot better. Um, because now Chris doesn't have a mom, so Travis can help him with that. So this is going to be great stuff. Um, and I'm looking forward to the next season. I can't wait to see it. I didn't think this was going to last more than one season. I thought this was just going to be a one season show since this is like the parody of The Walking Dead. But I guess not. I guess they're going to continue this another season. I'm not sure if the next season's going to be the last one. Um, am I shocked that there was so few episodes this season? Not really. Because normally when a show starts off, they like to test it out by having the first episode of a season not have as many episodes, and if the show does well, they continue it and extend it. So that's gonna be great. Um, so overall, if I had this was a great first season. Um, and I just can't explain how great it was. I thought it was a great first season. Everybody complains that it had like a slow start, but this is like a slow build and so like I talked about. And then everyone complains obviously that they killed off all the black guys in the beginning. Well, now they didn't do that. Now they killed off a white person in the show. So that and they've killed off some white people now. So that now you got your wish. Um, but yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. Um, you can and I'm gonna try to, now that I finished with this show, I'm gonna try to start uploading and watching The Walking Dead because I'm how many episodes am I behind? Because I haven't even watched any of this season yet, so I have to sit down and watch that at some point, and I am gonna try to do that. I have to watch 4 episodes this season. I like I said, it's just the time issues. I'm trying to fit it into my schedule, and I am gonna try to do that this season. Um, well, at some point, um, and I am gonna try to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna try to either do it sometime this week or sometime next week. At some point. And I heard this. I haven't heard anything about this season. I heard one of the episodes was really good, but that's all I've heard. I haven't heard any spoilers, so I'm trying to avoid that. So I have I'm gonna try to get the Walking Dead review up, and obviously when this show comes back, I'll try to get some videos up for this show. But that's pretty much it, guys. You could check out some other stuff on this channel, my CM Brothers channel. That's where my anime channel is and all that stuff. So check that out. And my friend James Hebert's channel down below, where he makes the vocal voiceovers of music. He has a Jekyll and Hyde video up that he's trying to hold for a contest. So check that video out. And you could subscribe to my channel down below for if you want to check out the Walking Dead reviews and the other review series of the Fear the Walking Dead, and also some other video series on this channel. But that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.